this is Tim Hellman.
And this is Jamison Challeen.
And this is Movie Talk. Today we're going to review the movie The Wolverine. The Wolverine is the sixth X-Men movie and second starring Hugh Jackman as the popular superhero Wolverine, based on the Marvel comic book by Frank Miller and Chris Claremont, which began in 1982. The film was written by Mark Bumbach and Scott Frank and directed by James Mangold, who also directed Walk the Line, 3:10 to Yuma, and Kate and Leopold, which also starred Jackman. In the film, Wolverine travels to Japan to see an old acquaintance and is stripped of his powers for the first time. So what do you think of the movie?
For most of the movie, I was having a great time. I was loving the movie. I was enjoying it. I was loving Hugh Jackman's performance.
Oh yeah.
I felt I'm pretty forgiving. I've liked all the X-Men movies they've done. Even X-Men 3, I've been very forgiving to what they've done to my favorite childhood characters. I mean, they're almost like friends to me. So I've been very forgiving to a lot of mishandlings of a lot of great characters. But this movie was the last line, and what I will accept from any company for treating my childhood heroes. I will not go and see any more movies made by Fox concerning X-Men or any superheroes.
Really?
Plain and simple. If it's got Fox on it, I'm out. I'm only going to do Marvel Studios from now on. I had to forgive that they used the same tired plot of losing the superpower, which is what always happens. It's like Doctor Who. Every time Doctor Who shows up, he loses the TARDIS. Every time.
And it always happens in the second superhero movie, usually.
Yeah, it's like he always has to lose his powers.
Superman 2, Spider-Man 2.
Iron Man 3.
Yeah.
It's very used. Once they get a superpower, then you take it away, and that's how you write a story. But,
that's the greatest thing for them to overcome, then, is having
in a way, but there's like 60 years of storylines that they could have used that isn't that same one that they've made 6 movies of, basically. X-Men 3 is the same storyline.
I think X-Men 3 is by far the worst one.
It is, although I enjoyed it. The scene with Magneto carrying the bridge is one of my favorite scenes I've ever seen. But for the most part, I felt, and I don't want to ruin the surprise for anybody.
No, the first Wolverine was the worst, in my opinion.
What it lacked in accuracy, it seemed to make up for in naked Hugh Jackman-ness. So I actually enjoyed that one, even though some of it was absolutely ridiculous. And there's Deadpool, but I think Deadpool is a waste of time character anyway. As Marvel went, hey, we've got Spider-Man, he's really popular. Hey, we've got Wolverine, he's really popular. Let's make a bastard mix, and then he'll be really popular, guaranteed. Well, guess what? He's really popular, guaranteed. You take the 2 flagship characters and put them together, you might as well. When you have a fan base, when you have a fandom, when you have a ruled system where people go, and there are certain rules that you understand. Well, in the Marvel Universe, there's a lot of them, and there's a lot of very specific ones, and this movie breaks that fundamental law and is the most offensive thing they could have done to my favorite superhero character.
I talked to some other diehard fans and they don't agree with you on that, though.
I understand there's some people out there who like it, and I think if you're not a diehard fan, you might really, really enjoy this movie all the way through. If you're a diehard Wolverine fan like myself.
But it's the general consensus that it's so much better than the last one, though.
Well, yeah, but that isn't saying much.
I know, but
it
was just so much more pleasing to fans than the last one. So,
it was better than the first in some respects, but then was way worse in many others. Hugh Jackman's performance was brilliant. He was great. Yeah. My main problem with it was they essentially castrated one of my all-time favorite characters on film in front of me, and truth be told, I almost walked out of the movie. I've only almost walked out of one other movie, and that was The Spirit.
But there was only like 5 minutes left of the movie by that point.
Yeah, it was almost over. If it had been earlier, I might have left. But yeah, it was almost over. I had paid money. I was with somebody. Although I was so unhappy that everybody in the theater knew that I was. Other than that, it was a pretty good movie. I felt pretty good about the movie, and I probably was on set to be a 4 to maybe even 5-star movie.
So what rating do you give it?
I would give it a 2.
2?
That's the nicest I can be. 2 is me being very nice and friendly That's as nice as I can be.
I give it 4.5.
So-
But I liked how adult it was. Like, they didn't kid this one down at all. It was really violent.
It was.
Dark
Yeah, it was
and-
really violent. Yeah.
I love the bad woman in it. I thought she made a movie for me. Yeah.
Oh, Viper.
Or Viper,
Yeah,
I mean,
Viper.
Viper.
Right. Yeah.
Viper.
I like her. She's always green. So green's nice.
Yeah.
I like green.
Really sexy, I thought.
I don't really remember being attracted to her or hideously repulsed by her.
Yeah.
I just remember my violent hatred of the rest of the movie.
Yeah.
Is what I really remember.